All right, so are you ready to head back to ancient Rome?
Always ready for more Rome.
Because today we're diving deep into the leaked script for Gladiator 2.
Oh yeah, this is a big one. A lot to unpack here.
This is not just some simple sequel. This script is a wild ride of revenge, political scheming, and all that gladiatorial spectacle.
And it's all happening as the Roman Empire is teetering on the brink.
It's fascinating how they take this massive historical backdrop and weave in such a personal story. Lucius, the son of Maximus Decimus Meridius, he's all grown up now, and the script just throws us right into his world.
Yeah, we start in Numidia. Far from Rome, Lucius, now called Mago, has built a life for himself, found some peace.
But that peace doesn't last long, does it?
No, it does not. The script doesn't shy away from the brutality of the Roman invasion of Numidia.
Led by General Acacius, right? That guy's a force of nature.
He is. Acacius embodies everything about Roman might and ruthlessness.
Oh.
But for Lucius, this invasion is more than just a battle for land. It's deeply personal.
He loses Arisha, the woman he loves, in all the chaos.
It's a tragic loss, and it sets Lucius on a path that will forever intertwine his fate with Rome's.
And then, just when you think it can't get any worse for him, the script hits us with another blow. Lucius is captured.
Branded as a Roman slave.
And shipped off to the gladiator arena. Can you imagine?
The roar of the crowd, the bloodlust, it's all there in the script.
Yeah.
But this is where Lucius's journey gets really interesting. He's forced to fight for his life, but it becomes about so much more than just survival.
It's about confronting his past, his Roman heritage, all the corruption festering within the empire.
You see flashes of his intelligence, his strategic thinking. It makes you wonder, did he inherit those traits from his father?
The parallels to Maximus are definitely there. But Lucius is very much forging his own path. He's facing his own demons.
Speaking of demons, let's talk about those gladiatorial games.
The script paints a vivid picture, doesn't it? Brutal baboon fights, elaborate naval battles with real sharks.
It's pure spectacle, all designed to keep the Roman populace distracted. Bread and circuses while the empire crumbles around them.
And at the heart of it all are the gladiators themselves, locked in a fight for survival. There's this one scene, Lucius refuses the emperor's offer of mercy during a fight.
What do you make of that?
It's a pivotal moment. It shows us that Lucius is not just a skilled fighter, he's defiant. He refuses to be a pawn in their game. It makes me think about rebellions, about individuals standing up against systems of control, throughout history.
Makes you wonder, is it blind rage or is it calculated defiance? Remember, at this point, he's still unaware of his true parentage.
That's a great point. Is this inherent to him or a reaction to the trauma he's experiencing? It's like this act of defiance, staring death in the face. It suggests something deeper is driving him.
Almost like the spirit of Maximus burning bright.
Right. But while all this is going down in the arena, things are far from peaceful back in Rome.
Oh no. We're thrown right into the viper's nest of Roman politics. Lucius's mother, is trying to survive in the court of the twin emperors.
Caracalla and Gaeta, they're a volatile pair.
To put it mildly.
Yeah. The script portrays them as more interested in power struggles and lavish parties than actually governing.
Caracalla especially. He's consumed by paranoia, thirsty for absolute control. It's a far cry from the Rome Maximus fought for.
And then there's Macrinus, a former slave who's become incredibly wealthy and powerful.
He's a fascinating character, that's for sure. A master manipulator. Sees opportunity in every bit of chaos.
He recognizes Lucius's potential and sponsors him in the arena.
But he's playing a dangerous game, don't you think? Underestimating the very forces he's trying to control.
I think so. I think he sees Lucius as a pawn in his plan to take control of Rome. But there are hints that Macrinus himself is conflicted.
It seems like everyone in this story is wrestling with what Rome represents.
The legacy, the corruption, the potential for change.
And Lucius, he's right at the center of it all, unaware of his own significance.
We'll delve more into that when we get to Lucius and Lucilla's reunion in part 2. Back again for more Gladiator 2.
Ready to dig deeper.
Last time, we left Lucius on the brink of discovering his true heritage, thrust into the brutal world of the arena. But while all that is happening, the script also takes us back to the heart of Rome itself, and it's not a pretty picture.
No, it's not. It's a stark contrast from Lucius's simpler life in Numidia. Remember those scenes? The opulent palaces, the lavish banquets.
But then you see the flip side. The beggars in the streets, the sickness, the poverty.
It's like the empire is rotting from within. A far cry from the Rome that Maximus fought for.
And leading this decaying empire, we have The twin emperors, Caracalla and Geta.
They seem to be more interested in indulging themselves than actually ruling.
Caracalla especially seems like a classic paranoid tyrant surrounded by yes-men.
Easily manipulated by anyone who wants to exploit his weaknesses.
Makes you wonder, is that what absolute power does to people? Or were they always like this?
It's a question for the ages, right? Does power corrupt, or does it just amplify the flaws that were already there? The script definitely seems to be grappling with that.
And then we have Macrinus, the former slave who's now one of the most powerful men in Rome. I mentioned last time I thought he might be underestimating Lucius.
What makes you say that?
It's just this feeling I get from the script. Like Macrinus, he's got all this wealth and power, but there's this emptiness to it. Like he's trying to fill some void.
Maybe trying to prove himself to the system that once enslaved him.
Exactly. And I think that might blind him to the real danger Lucius represents.
It's like he's perpetuating the same systems that oppressed him. Ironic, isn't it?
Absolutely. But the script doesn't just focus on the political machinations, right? There's also this intense emotional core to the story.
The reunion between Lucius and Lucilla is definitely a highlight.
So powerful, so much unspoken history between them, years of separation, secrets, and then suddenly, boom, they're face to face in a Colosseum dungeon.
Imagine being Lucius in that moment. Your whole life, you thought you were Numidian, and then suddenly you're confronted with this Roman heritage, a legacy you had.
And a father who was a legend.
And Lucilla, she's carrying so much weight on her shoulders, too, keeping Maximus's memory alive, trying to survive in this cutthroat political landscape.
You really feel her desperation to connect with Lucius, to share the truth about his father, but also that fear, right? Fear of the consequences.
It just reminds you that even in these big historical epics, it's those personal connections, those intimate moments that really grab you.
And then, of course, there's that recurring line in the script, what we do in life echoes in eternity.
Haunting, isn't it?
It's like a thread connecting everything. It's on Maximus's tomb. It pops up throughout Lucius's journey. It makes you think, what will our echoes be? What impact will we leave on the world?
And it adds this whole other dimension to Lucius's dilemma. He's facing this choice. Does he follow the path of vengeance? Fuel the cycle of violence that's tearing Rome apart?
Or does he try to find a different way? A way to honor his father's memory while also building something new?
It's like he's caught between these two worlds, these two identities.
And that tension just builds and builds until it explodes in the final act.
Which, of course, we'll get to next time.
Okay, so we're back, and things are about to get really intense. Remember, we left Lucius at a crossroads. He's just discovered who his father really was, and he's facing the full weight of that legacy.
It all comes to a head in this final act, and the script doesn't pull any punches.
Lucius is literally standing between two armies, right?
Yeah, you've got the Praetorian Guard on one side. They represent the existing power structure of Rome. And on the other side, you have the legion that was loyal to General Acacius.
And Lucius is right in the middle.
A man caught between two worlds, torn between vengeance and the desire for a better Rome.
So what does he do? He does something completely unexpected. He throws down his sword.
What?
Yeah. It's a bold move that leaves you wondering what's going on in his head.
Is this a rejection of violence? A refusal to play their game?
Or could it be something more? Remember, we've seen glimpses of Lucius's strategic mind. Could this be a calculated move? A way to gain the trust of both armies before making his real play?
It's brilliant how the script keeps us guessing. Lucius is such a complex character. Is he the hero who wants to bring peace to Rome? Does he want to restore the republic that his grandfather dreamed of?
Or does he realize that real change might require playing the game? Maybe even making some compromises along the way?
It's a question that's haunted leaders throughout history. How much are you willing to sacrifice to achieve your goals?
And then, of course, there's that line that keeps echoing throughout the script. What we do in life echoes in eternity.
It takes on a whole new meaning in this final act. Whatever Lucius chooses to do, it's going to have massive consequences, not just for him, but for the entire Roman Empire.
It's like this script is saying that our choices matter, that even small actions can ripple through time and change the course of history. It makes you think about your own life, your own decisions. What kind of echoes are we leaving behind?
It's a powerful message. And ultimately, the script doesn't give us all the answers. We're left to wonder, will Lucius succeed? Can he break the cycle of violence in Rome? Or will he become just another victim of the empire's ambition?
I love how the script leaves us with these questions. It makes you want to debate, to speculate, to see how it all plays out on screen. I think this Gladiator 2 script manages to do something pretty incredible.
Yeah, I agree. It captures the spirit of the original film, but it also stands on its own. It tells a
Mm-hmm.
new story with new characters, but it still explores those timeless themes of power, morality, and the choices we make that shape our destiny. And, to everyone listening, we want to hear from you.
What do you think of the script? What do you think Lucius should do? What kind of future do you see for him, for Rome?
Share your thoughts, your predictions. Let's keep this conversation going.
And that wraps up our Gladiator 2 deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive into a whole new topic. Until then, keep seeking, keep questioning, keep exploring.
And may your echoes be ones that resonate for generations to come.